All right, we're gonna go ahead and I've cut the paper. This is our Garden Lane paper, and it comes in a 6x6 size, and I've cut this down to 4.5 by 6, and we're going to score at 2 and 4 inches, which I've already done. I scored at 2 and then our 4, which leaves us 1/2 inch. Okay, so now we're going to turn it, and we're going to score at 1 inch. All right, so we're going to score. Whoops, let me get it on this side. We're going to score at the 1 inch mark here. All right, now we're going to turn it back up this way, and then we're going to score at the 1 inch, and we're only going to go from the 1 inch mark up and score that way. And then we're going to come over to the 3 inch mark, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to bring our scoring blade to the 1 inch, and then, whoops, we're just going to score that up, okay? So, all right. So now we're going to add our adhesive. We're going to fold our lines, okay? And then let me fold this 1 inch mark. It's when you do the designer series paper, you have to be really careful when you can, sometimes if you don't push hard enough, you can't see your score line. So I just want to make sure I've got that in there. All right, so we're going to fold here and put our adhesive on this 1 inch side. Now I'm only using adhesive on the designer series paper, but if you're going to use something heavier, then you want to use our tear and tape, okay? So we're going to fold this over and lay it flat and adhere. All right, now I'm going to find my 1 inch score line, which I have right here, and then I should be able to see where I scored and my half mark that I scored up. We're going to go up that score line. We're going to cut up the score line to this fold mark, okay? So we're just going to cut up, and then, and you can either do this however you want it. I'm just going to do a little slight angle cut, just so that when we go to fold, it makes it a little bit easier, okay? So I folded that. Now we're just going to lightly turn it. All right, now all we're going to do is just fold this a little bit flat, just enough that we can go ahead and do the same thing here. We want to fold up that in the center mark to that 1 inch line. We're going to cut that, and again I'm just going to do a little bit of an angle cut. It just makes it easier when you go to fold that box in, and you've got to hold it a little bit tight so that it doesn't, and as you can see my box is wanting to, but I don't want to squash it because that kind of defeats the purpose of what we're doing here. All right, so we've got that cut, and I'll have the instructions attached to the file so you don't have to worry about writing everything down, okay? So I will have a tutorial attached, a color tutorial with the measurements and the instructions on what to do. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and turn it back the other way. I am now going to, now this one I didn't cut on this side. I didn't cut at an angle, so I'm just going to cut this at an angle just a little bit. Okay, all right, so we're going to fold, and now we want to have adhesive on 3 of these flaps. So I'm going to put adhesive on this flap, and this flap, and then this one, okay? Now, so we're going to take the one flap that did not have any adhesive. We're going to fold that one in. Let me get my box situated. All right, we're going to push that one in. Actually, this looks like I should have cut a little bit off the bottom because they look a little long. So let's trim. I'm just going to trim it just a little so that we can get it to fold in the box without it being... All right, so we're going to fold this one in. Now fold the opposite side in, and this is going to make a square bottom, okay? So you want to get it where it's on there, and then take your bone folder, and this one's small enough. You just want to put your hands inside and get it to adhere, and then you just want to fold the other sides over. Now see how it's a little bit long? I'm going to trim this up again. All right, so we're going to fold this one down, and then this one over, and then I'm going to put my bone folder, whoopsie, I'm all thumbs today. I'm going to put my bone folder back in here and get it to where it's all nice and tight. All right, and then if you see how it works, see how it closes, and you can put a like a little small bottle of lotion, or you can put nail polish, you can put candy, put whatever you want in here. It makes just a cute little bag. So the next thing that we're going to do, I'm moving my papers out of the way. So there you go. So it's a self-closing. So what we're going to do is I've got a tag here. I'm gonna probably trim this down. I cut this at 1 inch. I think I'm gonna trim it down to 3. So take your scissors. Now the easiest thing, first let's stamp our sentiment. I'm using the Happy Birthday from the Piece of Cake stamp set, which is in the annual catalog. And I'm going to use Memento black ink. And then I'm going to make a tail. All right, so I'm going to make a tail. So just cut up a little bit in the center, and then just go from the outside corner to your center part. This makes a quick, easy banner. You don't have to really do a whole lot of thinking about it. All right, so there's your banner. So we're going to do that, and we're going to take, now I'm using, these are the gold, oh gosh, I think they're the gold, I can't remember the name, I'll put it in the thing, but these little gold adhesive dots. I'm going to put one just right over here, just to give it a little bling. And then I'm going to take my white baker's twine, and I'm just going to tie a small bow, and I'm going to attach that to my banner. Hold the center of your bow if you want to adjust the size, and that will keep it taut. You're going to take a glue dot and attach it to the back of your bow, and then we're going to attach that on here. And then I'm using a paper clip. Now we have clips, not a paper clip, I have a clip, but we have clips in the catalog. These are retired, but I had extras, so I figured I'd use that one. And then once you fill your items up in your bag, then you just want to attach your banner, and there you go. Isn't that a cute little bag? And it stands up. All right, so let's move on, and I'm going to show you how to make a larger size box. All right, so for that box, we're going to take a piece of Designer Series paper, and we're going to cut it down. Let me move my stuff out of the way here. We're going to cut that one down, and we're going to make the same thing and decorate it. I'm using the Follow Your Art, but I want this to be the outside of my paper, okay? We are going to put this down to 8.5 by 11. Now on this particular one, we're going to score 4 inches, 8 inches. So if we score at 8, that's going to give us our 1/2 inch again, remember? So that's what we're going to use for our flap to close it. All right, so we're going to turn to the left, and we're going to go up to the 2-inch mark, and we're going to score 2 inches. And then we are going to turn it back. All right, so this is our 2-inch mark right here, right? So we want to come over to the 2-inch line. We're going to come down, we're going to go 2 inches, and then we're going to come down where that 2-inch mark was, and we're going to score up. And then we're going to slide this over, and we're going to move it to 6 inches, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to get it lined up at the 6-inch mark, and we're coming down to the 2-inch. So there's my 2-inch where I scored across, right, when we turned it. We're going to go up and do that right there. And then we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to fold on our score lines, okay? So, and you can use whichever side of the paper you want. It's up to you. So I'm trying to find my score lines. Bear with me. And we'll go ahead and score that one. And you usually want to use your bone folder, but for video purposes, I'm going to leave it at that. Now we're going to score this one, okay? And then we're going to score the 1/2 inch piece, right? Now this is where we're going to put our adhesive, and just run my snail down the whole thing, the whole inch of 1/2 inch of this paper. All right, so we've got that done, and just again, you're going to fold it over flat. There's our box, and we're just going to burnish this real quick. All right, and then we're going to come down to there's our 2-inch mark, right, where we folded. So we're going to fold that. And then we're going to cut up, see that center mark? So we're going to cut up there. So I'm going to hold this tight so that I can see my line. And I'm just going to cut off just a little bit from that center line just to make an angle cut. Again, so that the box will fold a little bit easier. All right, so we're going to do that. Now we've got to do the other sides. We're going to pop this over. All right, so I cut half of it. So we're going to cut up here to that 2-inch mark, and then we're going to come over and do an angle, and then we're going to cut another one. So we push it back this way. Now I've got a little excess hanging there, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut that off because I have a feeling that's going to be affecting my closing of the box. So we're going to move that. And sometimes you just have to play with the measurements. You know, there's no right or wrong. Well, there is, but in this case. All right, so we're going to put adhesive on 3 of the, take the one piece that we had with no glue, push that there, fold this one over. Now this one's going to be a little bit difficult. Not too bad, but I'm going to put my finger on here and then I'm going to try to stick my hand in here and just enough to get the bone folder to attach that. But once we get that done, then we'll be able to get the others. We're going to fold this over. Always make sure you try to get it in. There we go. And there we go. There's our bottom. So I'm going to lay this down. There's that bag. And look at that. Isn't that just cool how it automatically shuts all by itself? Okay. Tie some baker's twine. So again, we're just going to make a bow with our baker's twine. Attach this with a glue dot. And I'm only going to attach it to one of the, and then we'll add some of these decorative dots. So let's stamp him on here and it should fit. So we're just going to put it right down here and put happy birthday. So now we're going to take this and we're going to put him up a little bit higher and have that flag down there. And we're just going to attach it to the top of our bag. Whatever angle that you would like. And again, I'm using one of our clips that's retired. So we're just going to clip that on there. And there you go. There's your bag. So you've got your tall bag and your short bag that you can put any kind of gift in here. And this is a really quick, easy project that you can do when you're in a hurry and need a gift bag for something small. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this video. And don't forget that I will have the ingredients that I've used as well as the measurements down below in the description of the video. And if you need anything, you can reach out to me at dawn@shallwestamp.com. And I hope you've enjoyed this, and I look forward to